Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're doing well by God's grace. My name is Rekonsengo on Facebook. I go by Ohyirafour on other media platforms, on TikTok, and Ohyirafour GH on Instagram. My birth name, legal name, is Kwesi Opon. Glad to meet you, and I hope that you are doing well this Saturday morning. Today is June 27th, 2026, Anno Domini, in the year of our Lord. I'm going to have a presentation on the subject, cleanliness is next to godliness, working with Sir Francis Bacon. But before I begin, let's talk about what is happening in the world. I'm not going to talk about any political event or any other thing, but I'm going to talk about the World Cup. The World Cup. So far, of the 10 African countries that represented the continent in the World Cup, 5 of them are into the round of 32, which is an amazing news. 2 left, who will play their third matches today, have the chance to be in the round of 32 as well. Ghana has already made it in the round of 32. It's just that they are yet to know whether they will play second, first, or third, and as a result, who they will play in the round of 32. There are matchups for the African countries. Argentina will play Cape Verde. Australia will play Egypt. Norway will play Cote d'Ivoire. Netherlands will play against Morocco. And South Africa, they've made it. Alas, they are playing against Canada. So South Africa, you know, as a country, they are meeting the host nations. So, you know, their group was against Mexico, South Korea, and there was another team. And South Africa ended up being second in that group after beating South Korea. You know, they tied with one nation. I have forgotten that nation. What was it? Let me check it really quick. Let me check really quick and give you the right answer. Yes, it was Czech Republic. They tied with Czech Republic. In that game, they scored a last-minute penalty to equalize, and then they beat South Korea 1-0. So they came out second in that group with 4 points. That allowed them to qualify for the round of 32. As a result, they will play another host nation, Canada. A game that I fancy South Africa's chances. I think Canada, you know, there's a hype about them hosting. There's a hype about their team. They are not really a very good side, so South Africa can beat them. Egypt has a good chance against Australia. Argentina, Cape Verde has no chance. Norway, Cote d'Ivoire. That's a game, it can go either way. But Norway, with the likes of Haaland, Sørloth, Odegaard, they can be a major threat to Cote d'Ivoire. I watched Cote d'Ivoire against Germany. Very good game. Cote d'Ivoire played well. Diomande on the left was a great player. Kessie in the middle, awesome player. Their goalie, not too bad. But in the midfield, they were very good. The defense was not too bad as well. But, you know, when they conceded that late goal from Undav from Germany, it hurts me a lot because I feel Ivory Coast should have won that game, at least come out with a draw. But, you know, Africans, most of the African nations, when it comes to soccer, we have certain periods that we have lapses. Most of the African countries, we have that. You know, there are certain periods that we have lapses in our concentration. And when we play against these Europeans, sometimes that's all they focus on, when the lapse will come and what they can do during that lapse. So usually after the breaks, like water break, just when the game has begun, after cooling hydration break, that's when most of the African countries, they concede. So I would say, sorry, I got a message that's quite important. Sorry about that. I got a message that was quite important. So most of the African countries, we concede during those breaks, and those lapses kind of hurt us a lot. The only country that I have watched that I can say do not suffer from those lapses is Morocco. And the North African countries seem to have an advantage when it comes to these things. However, their matchup is against Netherlands, who I fancy in the semi-finals. Netherlands, they are playing some wonderful soccer. Their coach Ronald Koeman, their captain Virgil van Dijk, Ghanaian player player of Ghanaian descent, not Ghanaian player. 2 players of Ghanaian descent, Cody Gakpo and Brian Brobe, are helping them in the attack. Crescencio Somerville, who plays for West Ham, whenever he comes in, plays very well on the wings. Reinders, who plays for Man City, is doing awesomely well in the midfield. They have a solid team. Frankie de Jong is doing well as well. They have a very solid team. Nobody is talking about them, but watch out for the Netherlands. I think they can make it all the way to the finals. The Netherlands. They are a very solid team. They are playing against Morocco, so I see Netherlands going through in that game. Morocco can surprise them. I'll be excited if Morocco makes it, but I fancy Netherlands in that game. The other matchup is Australia-Egypt. Egypt can go through in that. So of the 5 matchups, Argentina versus Cape Verde, Argentina going through. Australia, Egypt, I tip Egypt, but as an African country, they may have that lapse. Norway versus Cote d'Ivoire, I fancy Norway. Norway with the strike that they have, the strikers they have, their offensive power is too strong for Ivory Coast. I fancy Norway going through. Netherlands, Morocco, I fancy Netherlands, but if Morocco makes it, I will not be surprised because they have a very good team. They were 3rd in the previous World Cup. They can go ahead. Canada, South Africa. Canada are a host nation. They have the vibe. They have the supporters. It's going to be a tough game for South Africa, but as an African, I'll be cheering the South Africans on. Put the xenophobic attacks on side. There are 11 players, maybe 26 if you include the bench and the coach and everything, everyone on the bench behind them. They are representing their country. They have to do their best. Kudos to them. Tomorrow I'll be cheering you on. I hope you do well. Ghana will play Croatia today. Good game. I think it's going to be a good game. I see Ghana, defending again, like we did against England, because the benefit of us defending is we will likely not concede. This Ghana team is very good on defense. Let's do that. Against the Croatians. Let's not open the game. If we open the game, I see Croatia winning. England, Panama, I see England winning. Colombia versus Portugal, that's going to be a good game. I think Portugal has the edge. Both teams play very good soccer. I think Colombia will play very well against Portugal, but Portugal has numerous firepower to beat them. DR Congo versus Can, I think DR Congo can win that game. If they win, they will also qualify. Algeria, Austria, I see a tie in that game. Both teams have a similar power. Argentina winning. Lionel Messi can score again. All these group games, very irrelevant to me, because I think the World Cup should be only 32 nations. When you expand it to 48 nations, you give the chance to other nations who do not really have great firepower, like Curaçao, to play in the World Cup. The World Cup is not a ball game for play. It's not for kids. The World Cup should be a major competition where, the best players with the best nations, with the best teams come to play. So the proper World Cup, I think, begins tomorrow when we begin the round of 32. That's the proper World Cup. And it will get more exciting in the round of 16. Then quarterfinals, then semifinals, then finals. That's when we're going to enjoy the games. Have a very good World Cup. Let's go to today's topic. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Walking with Sir Francis Bacon. When I was a kid, I thought this message was actually a biblical verse, but it's not. It's not a biblical verse. Let's pray. Yamompai. Yada was saying for the four akwenya odiamaye na sa brain so yebisia ho asem. Yebisia about ahonidi, cleanliness. Say eno na ben nyameye. Enti no be cheche na yentimi enye de tene e wo se de bisi edi ehuni ehu, because ye ndi ehuni a emfata yen e de yare brain ti ma yendi ehuni na yen ben. Yada was say wetie efisi ebisa we ni adumpi e we so dim ne bompai. Amen. Okay, cleanliness is next to godliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness. This statement is actually not biblical. When I say it's not biblical, what I mean is that it is not in the Bible. So that statement, no, in interest. There are certain quotations that are close to it. Into one we have again say but it's not. It's not in the Bible. So what translate Greek grammar is still not in the Bible. The earliest record of a statement a bang this assembly cleanliness is not to godliness, no, by a guy friend Sir Francis Bacon, and I'm going to talk about him today. I'm going to talk about Sir Francis Bacon today. You know, I have something that I wanted to do, and also a part of series be a person me a friend, a working with the Asians. You know, and that one person me someone who lived a very good life, impactful to society. Obi awa being, I will live a very impactful life. You know, when you assess any immune person and so. And Sir Francis Bacon is one of them. Who is Sir Francis Bacon? I can't answer. But Sir Francis Bacon in the year 1605, or say cleanness, when you say cleanliness, or say cleanness of body was ever deemed to proceed from a due reverence to God. Not just say ye dear hunino, a ya dear dependina jitum say, if we say ye bunyankupon. Ye suro nyame enti obi a wo suro nyame no o ma ohun yefi because nyakopon pefi to ka Bible no be I think in the book is Isaiah o ka che ko dware ajawraja e de ye agrubi dware o kai Mosaic law na a lot of things about purification nyame pese ye tie ho. Are you okay? Nyampe se tie ho. Nti se wuni ohuni no e ya de anyamempe. Cleanliness is next to godliness na ye kan. Ye kan de kosi se so hu afi bibiri kura na abofo ntimi ma wonchen. Nkofo kasa it's not true. Bofo about wonchen there, it's not about whether you are clean or not. But the point is bofo hwe se we do huni and some about change. It's yet to huni, na ema abofo round chain. Abofo, don't want to abofo movie as nipa munim about angelology, any abofo hun semono. On be catch us abofo pe sweetness, mo pe baby a niema e dewo. On pe baby a send papa incense ewo because we go heaven na incense for heaven power. Then call heaven that, but I've read about heaven. Oko heaven incense, papa, sweet scents, sweet smell, heaven. All right, now is very nice. Enti do huni to spray papa. Ni spray spray wo environment no. Di baby out no di huni. Be bua ma abofo aba won chen. Enti hwe wiase no kra na countries omudi omhuni no omkoso. Countries omuni omhuni no ombre. It is factual. As I'm making upa bisa countries are a country ni clean no. They thrive, they advance. Countries ni no koso. Me Ghana ni I will draw my attention to Ghana. Upa Ghana, we are not clean. As a result, we are suffering. Most of Ghana is dirty. Dirtiness in Accra. The people are dirty. Ball be baby. That's why Zoom Lion, the concept of Zoom Lion as a business model, waste management, it was a very good thing for Ghana. But you are politicizing it. You are politicizing Zoom Lion. We have politicized it, unfortunately. Excuse me. You are politicizing Zoom Lion. Mr. Japan, don't politicize your business. Mr. Japan, CEO of Zoom Lion, don't politicize your business. When the government here, but don't politicize your business model. So, you clean the nation becomes clean, and Ghana as a country benefits. But your cleanness, the infant Niagara. Sit down. Where is the phone? Cleanness is next to godliness now. Sir Francis Bacon kan. Papa be a friend John Wesley. Only knew Charles Wesley now in Methodism. Omo tia sorry friend Methodist no. You who say sankrofo ni mienu. Charles Wesley John Wesley omo the Methodist sorry bye. Ono trust him be let me read what he said. The sermon be 1791 sermon be also slovenliness is no part of religion. My main chef no si true at sermon na manka enti. Slovenliness is no part of religion. Cleanliness is indeed next to godliness. Slovenliness na e kasa na e kantetete a e kire say wudi huni. Slovenliness sorry. Wo ma isin aben wo woyɛ unhygienic, excuse me, slovenliness no kasa I can't tete, excuse me, kasa I can't tete, slovenliness, kasa I can't tete, I share untidiness, unni, habitual lack of cleanliness, and careless execution of hygiene. So unni, slovenliness no. It was said it's no part of religion. John Wesley the trouser, the same one no undress. Ti oyo ba oyo bema na unni uhunia. To say me chini is unkempt. Before I cast you trini bushy say no. You say your hair is unkempt. UNKEMPT, unkempt. Before I de, but papa we be a wanted that and I'm a catcher. Question meaning unkempt. 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 You know, and also slovenliness, yeah, unkempt. Papa. John Wesley Strauss has some no. Say, slovenliness is no part of religion. Cleanliness is indeed next to godliness. To want to trust has some no. But some of the not Sir Francis Bacon at in 1605. Who is Sir Francis Bacon? And then, as part of talking about cleanliness, say ye dear Hunino, I want to talk to you about Sir Francis Bacon. Around in the 1500s, I think the 1591 or something, 1561. Time I won't know, and I think there was one find your share. If you want to know, you can go and research it. Sir Francis Bacon. None of fat. Never pa any mammy, no more educated. Never pa no Lord England, never mean so in near servo as Lord. More popular in England that time. Only no per se, or you'll be on also obisian woman. The Mary Presser Francis Bacon as some me walk JS SSS was, and then who's what can't see me, and as some more can ya me, and then I come so de bia me catch uncle for, or say, I will study and wait, maybe tomorrow my time will come. Sassem, and then me trim from SSS. Was Kumasi, Santasi, and then trim from there. I will study and wait. Maybe tomorrow my time will come. Into me, if I dissuade Niagara, in fact, dissuade Niagara, Ubi Ohyirafour be a catcher, in fact, dissuade Niagara. It's young woman, it's young dear, because of that statement. Me free Sir Francis Bacon. Now, Sir Francis Bacon, Usia dear side, do time, you know. Not problems are a war England, you know. Na Queen Elizabeth and any dim home command no man advice. In any case, obey Queen Elizabeth the first. Obey the legal council. No need to know. The time be 1597 or thereabout. No need to Queen Elizabeth for. Until 1561 or baby 91 1561 and you let me check so that I don't make a mistake. Oh, we are learning. And sometimes you need to get your numbers right so that it will help someone who do not have the ability to go and research. Yeah. Thank you. Open ice cream ready. Yeah, on 22nd January 1561. Until at the age of 36, and I know to Queen Elizabeth for. At the age of 36, and I know to Queen Elizabeth for. Oh, one power and already the ice cream. Bring me a cup. Bring. Excuse me 1 minute. 1561 and one. So at the age of 36, and I know to Queen Elizabeth. About Ghana, most of our politicians and Ohyirafour and your mom idiots. Sir Francis Bacon at the age of 36, not 02 Queen Elizabeth. And see, there is something about our model that we need to change. See a per se ye man ye ya and young Ohyirafour our mbabi wu and be I will say with years. Ghana for me and your sadia. Na ye fat youth no imram semu. Youth no ye more chance. Chamedian fee. Ubain pipi mo your young brains be brave. Yen giant Ohyirafour no when you're 60 na enchino babi wu no. Yen ja omo chidi na yen pay young blood. Yen for my nation mon san shade. Because in many countries France Macron will be there, no, you're very young. No, you 40 something. Obama, president at 44. One of the best president America has ever known. Barack Obama, of Kenyan descent. I think say Irish new or something. And see, Ghana dear, you lead the being who you choose Ghana, no, you're less than 50. You choose leader, hey, Ghana. Leaders need na Ohyirafour. Nipa ma ben wu. To Obama, yes, cannot the Ghana man, no. I remember former President Ohyirafour. Ofan na no de omo Ghana ska. Yes, ofan na no de omo ko. O de mo discipline no de omo ko England. No makuta holidays no maba. And the Ghanaian taxpayer was paying for this. We must say people defend it. People defend it. But this is not good. Any good. Any good. Oka mebunu asem say yema mebunu meye leaders are. Nem penifo na ka kire say oh mebunu we leader obi wies ka na odi ahwe ne yere. Penifo yi wies kan ti mebunu no so ba. Mebunu no so ba do be wie bia da ye den. And I'm not encouraging say mebunu me wies ka, but I think penifo na di anima Ohyirafour na di anima ache. I will see a pebebunu bi na ono so ebeboa na ye hwe de obetimi aye wo hwe young man ya owo Burkina Faso ade wo ye 38 years Ibrahim Traore hwe nema papa 38-year-old boy no ye oko Senegal they elected someone who is in his 40s. Yeah, me ye fi mama wo de way no wi an me ye fi mama why someone in his 40s, young leader. Senegal. Ghana so yen try will be in his 40s. Ni nja Ohyirafour na enche no mu wie ska no. Yen nja wo machidi. Ni try rade. Yen try no so rade. Okay, so Sir Francis Bacon no. Why should we talk about this guy? And why is Ohyirafour talking about him? Usia there serve as MP. Several cities in England. Me can wasa. And when him hear me. But Sir Francis Bacon was the embodiment of someone who believed in learning. Who believed in learning. Who saw there no when you there knowledge. Now they are impacting society in the right way. Or serve as judge. Serve as judge in England. Serve as judge in England. Now the secretary ne friend. I think the friend William Rowley. Yeah, the secretary ne friend William Rowley. I mean share. The secretary tried before Sir Francis Bacon, and I want to read it that to you. I said Sir Francis Bacon as a judge was a man of tender-heartedness. Na kumano, remenipa. Looking upon the examples with an eye of severity, but upon the person with an eye of pity and compassion. Say. Or you be na kuma emreme nipa na kuma bubu nipa na ohwe nipa mfomso a omaye no examples no nipa niema a omaye no ohwe with an eye of severity ene ye udi mfomso wo ye mfomso be ka say why mfomso ba nipa na wo ye mfomso no nso no owo kema ene ehumobro nipa no an eye of pity and compassion when it comes to say no si hwe nipa na wo ye mfomso no but boni na nipa na ye no the example na nipa na ye no de ohwe with severity. Good job. Yeah, in fact, insulin cap. Yes, sir. Why? Or share with an eye of severity. Bonina ni pana yene de. Or share with an eye of severity. So, or share ye my Ghana noa. Nipa bebe edi boni e wosenka. Ye do mutum. There is no way Cecilia Dapa should be alive in Ghana right now. Obi also the $2 million and I take Rivaldo now. I was saying catching at him. But over Ghana, or bet Nasi di and Monquine. Wouldn't to me a bomb mine chrono, or bet Nasi di and Monquine. But no radio station who are no bonfire and paying hunu. Bompire hunu, Hebrew pie, and Ghanaians are okay with it. I think you're satisfied with it. That's what I say. No, you're man crying, no, about radio, so no, about no, about Elohim, a car, no, I learned that. A very day, I'm in the pa, and your shame, and your shame, Wabo or mine chronoa, na see if you know about mine cofa, young fanning tomb, na and serve as a deterrent. Say you be more or mine chronubi. Bagana, Undamwana, or Nubun to Minabe MPP chairman. And it's not bad. So more chronubiano by MPP chairman and bad. What you say? But the point I'm trying to make is people are stealing from the nation. People are stealing from the nation without consequence, no accountability. And if I didn't enjoy young from so no consequence be any accountability be any there. Then it's in quite some young from so. But Ghana, that's one of the major issues we have. Nipeti Bonia from hey, Obepo be glad to us here. No afraid or hinibi, no hina fantuma. Tuma no tuntuma guso kuntain no ba be glad to. Ahemfo amu glad to na mama bone koso wo manim mun sakra na emwa. That is not good. And change society in the right way. You can say about cleanliness and ABPR. Mon fanche. Say Francis Bacon. Or say, cleanness of body was ever deemed to proceed from a due reverence to God. So when bunyami usro nyame a o ma ho nyefi. And homeda and I'm no kasa same way. So ko mosaic law no abi hu. Mosaic law no purification hu mara. Oba so bu nsa you say kwatena baby wo ye kwatani an hu say uncleanness ye do kwatena the outskirts of the town kwatafo ye mo society nim o showa pa ya unti ma asore ko kan Bible no Deuteronomy 23 de wa pata de showa o dream nyame asore fie kwatani mura nyame asore dem ho. When they saw these things, they regarded those things as unclean into ma asore mpo. What you say o ma asore. Oh mama sorry. What you say? Nyame mehia ye ma hobi. Because you be a unhuni anasa unhu dem bi wo ho a omun say a sign of uncleanness. Nti wo mo breso no, music breso, Moses mo breso no. Na uncleanness anasa ade a wo ya e say enye purified no. Omun say e ma ho nte, ehun hia so be nyame kra. It is as same cleanliness is next to godliness. No, it was say, "Uma imuye dumau." Now, bon modern bia so be ma society are clean. Ghana for I am baller. He say, "Ye mind be bia baller ho, be bia baller ho." Tie mind mu bon. Ghana o mind to be mu bon. Gata no be mu bia je baller e woni fie on train e mazum lion from a fa because on be 5 cities. Be who say watambola no na bra bia eni ho no esum na odi akose gatem. Hey, o say yawo odi akose gatem yo insu beto na bola no gates na aye twug no bola no a sinsu no kwan ama flood na si Samra boy is underwater and ama flooding. Say, we don't have proper maintenance culture. We don't have proper continuous improvement culture. We don't have proper cleanliness culture. You're dirty. You're dirty as a people. You're dirty. Mika hon. You're dirty as a people. You're dirty. We are untidy. We are unkempt. We are unkempt. Ye niahuni. Me amika se wu vrabe dem abu se minimi huni. Enti yare wo se nyina ye bomode se be sai ho yare. Oba mi fie a akola no me oba fie nya me fie mi nsi dan. Me oba fie akola no wa ye dati wo be bia. So ase ye niahuni. Yes, I'm telling you, a beer, but food is about chain or shit, and no any true. So I don't can any credit. But for me to be about jail, if you want mad because we are clean. Maybe I want for maintain, may one buy it, I want for keep yourself and your environment clean. Bathroom, teach you bathroom. Bathroom bon. Teach you bathroom. You are done? Good. Go and wash your hands. Go to the bathroom to wash your hands. Not here, okay? No, go to the bathroom to wash your hands. You're in bathroom, you Wo se twitwi se eno mi hu Mr. Bi say ma esie white. Wo say banana upili now the encheka crack so now the piece aka ho. Na twitwi se ma say white men try bi da mo amunim no. Say correct na ma ba comment section wa be ka che say mo ya bia wi afa. E ma say white me si na yellow no. Tim say me si ase no bobede. Me si na yellow no. Ngana ni media anadwo bia na man refi na man tweme se. Ma me si yellow. Obi nso se. Apodo bi na wo so. Obi se apodo bi na wo so. Kasa wo hu ba bia wo fa. Ghana on friend say no halitosis. So kasa no wonu e bon a ye friend halitosis. Ghana for the market o mu ye hu aduru papa. Oy Ghana wo be catch so na aduru oton. What I say? Keep yourself clean. You treat me, you keep me clean. We know there for a purpose and the main country. Yeah, DB, baby, July ended. And tonight we go so. This anchor me. But keep your hair clean. You treat me, keep your hair no. You treat me, no. Shave it. About you say, no, I have shave it. Now, when you fe, well, Tini fu said your son Cotiari, when the meeting you free, and fatal. May I quite tell you, I'm sure who are you went to say, hey, yes, I am a boy. To show who are you, Missy, we idiot yet, but me the yard, the end of my catch on. I'm going through a period of a order. Maybe 3 minutes. You know, you treat me, you are about to say me. So many news or Hanoma, shaving and effect. Oh, Lemon be on my Yamia Domuni. Oh, ha. Now we not be boom for fair effect, but you know what shaving, na effect. Na effect. A man who have a brainy Jones animal. Or bars out again and this in this and Minachi and Kowari or Bema. Baby Honoma, a new radio will be that Jenny and the TV as an will be. Or no bell, I'm on a baby on Kalana, now boom dear. Oh, ba wo choose be my phone now. Na wo choose be my phone na wuye no. Wo choose be my phone na wuye no. O sa be ka kire na ma nyine wuya say na ma nye because wo ko choose be my phone. Ati ase. Na me ma na mo pem ma papa no so mu nya bi. Hey, sa equation way, sa matrix way. Na who say me senior man Henry you say or type of watch abaso. KOV, thank you for coming. Ati ase. And you know, some of these things are a life situations. But I know the by any cleanliness is next to godliness. And I'm gonna take you a few minutes. I can't say Francis Bacon was because only Nipa recorded history, recorded learning, recorded knowledge. I mean, who say I said on one account first, and Sana John Wesley so Becca. And you know, me try them there some next year, no. But you need huni. Or Taibo ya or Kasa only a media branch or Taibo media. Follow no Facebook app, so follow no TikTok and so or Taibo media na follow no mami na and my papa or deba the content mostly a religious content or radio station and Kasa Taibo radio to which Musuako tie online. Obami pa opemasem senior no opemasem pa who said me wahan waba. Media no Facebook like me we am to YouTube. YouTube channel my friend Rula Multimedia. Me name no after me but my friend Ohyirafour TV and my rebrand there in Rula Multimedia. Ohyirafour Ministries me nsem am keken yi and the team ministry. You go na me boy you go and say be tia so Ghana by nyam time nyam so. After 2040 cra. Hey, 20 after 2030, 2040 the Okwawa, you got that time. Yeah. Nyame boy beti so I sorry, you know. You wo me SG but me SG view. Me kwa sorry, sat but I tell you SG. I don't believe in Adventism anymore. I don't believe in it anymore. Or type boy SG into me come na there. They come na there. Well, make me akwa sorry Sunday and tell me SG. You know, me I lean towards some I lean towards Samson because I think say enona yen ya ewo Akibulan asase friend of Africa no yen ewo ho no eno ne yesum enye de bruni de brae no. Christianity is good, but it's for the white man. On fire no entene wiase. Yen so a yesum nananom no yen so ye de betene wiase. Nyankopon ba akopɛ no oba omu na atan sɛ ne obisi abun bia. You know about God as a just God no. And they say, oye papa na oye kremonia unim. Oye papa na oye Muslimi oye bosomsumnia unim. Oye papa na oye Hindunia unim. Ono obu atan no or kwan obefa so akire who is going to heaven and who is not. Nyame nhira mu nyina, nyame enkam ho. Mini our type of person joining video no. Ti ma me fa no embra. Me I don't know. This is my first time adding someone on Facebook. In TFA as well.
We should have still out as we SDNA. Okay, we be a red here.
But I come out, Jane.
Watch your audience will be in Robert Yas and I am funny baby.
SD Fono,
Mo papa da suji dem na o konfano chi mu nyina ejeje mu na afei ya mu nyina ejeje mu no Ohyirafour so da suji dem min ya kwati prof so da suji dem
na ba sante dem sa papa wo men o da suji dem da suji dem o Taiwo media da suji dem enti o
dem ma kwati asore no ye omu dada you know people quite sorry say we nim dey na wo no to say too much na what the kind e dey aboa is for kwan bebre so na me say go so dey aboa na the other man dey kwan say dey bia be ka wo sempani bia dey na dey ezia be wom ba ko na say we dey da so dia dey no ho me efru mu e dey twa ofru ma
no question say me do asa for no be and I tell you me kan kwen natural me sua omo nsem bebre ena ma fabre na sua omo doctrines ni nyina
you say onim pa
yes say na 27 doctrines
you say 28
and I say 28 I say dey oil no be ka ho ni ade now no interest what's the okay Bible now Romans chapter 6 okay say be a very 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 important message but me confirm the Bible na me kind
na me dey do asori down home massa me late
we do asori down okay
yeah we do asori
6 Paul catch sim be clear Romans for say mu Jew for no mu ni advantage bias no be how advantage am one say you were given the living oracles of God. Romans chapter 6 verse number 3 you were given the living oracles of God. Enti Jew for no eyen krofo a nyame asem no omunya other than amanu for the Gentiles and no mamu any significant advantage. Money Gentiles in na ye but mono se Gentile no confused about on try busa wasem se kremoni no confused about on try busa wasem okay kremofo no Quran na surah 3 o kan sem bi honom say so what kind na won tiasia go and ask the people of the book Muhammad na Troy what you say Muhammad knew say a Christopher no won sem bia omo nya kremofo no muni makai Bhagavad Gita no Hindu for book no me kind no one specific anka say we confused akobusa bia Bhagavad Gita no oma sayings e ensem ka bia de bobra any stories bia utie na wo yusu beboa makai bi da say Mahabharata say no Buddha for no yusu eno no wanka bibia about say kobusa obi but ni nyina ye ensem a utie na wo hwa wo de bobra na beboa enti no me me say
na do asori
what do I saw in China? That's as say okay. Many of Taibo and became I mean you free so. This is the first time I'm after in my life, and I love it. Let me be baby. We talk about cleanliness today. Adventism be the you know. That's SD ni upa father say me that's okay sorry, but me the mentanko and they say minko. Saturday be a mentanko. Down bobo cry na some na say. What you say? Mental tight. I don't give tight. Saniman mejai because Matthias say tighten should be from you. It will say few wuni pano. Any can say ye emra say better tight. There be any can say yes say sorry na can say one to tighter. Ye certain privileges to say the bad Ghana. a debate by. I went to make an interview. Now 23rd April. Many got the Gosan interview. It's on YouTube. You know, me be because I've come to understand, say, how he deals with everyone is different. Only general rule be already dealing. So what I say, and Kufumi no yesu ni your board, yesu asenu me say a board said them board mamubi. And Kufumi no almost see a board omo asenu ewo asenu ano so. Omo yesu for no. Akoba kunya ankwan because this catch and say today saka menye today o nye to say today. What it means. Today you will be with me in paradise. What does that mean? Sakoni nyankwa. But deep on it all his life. But on the cross, when he encountered Yeshua HaMashiach, Browning Mishia or Ewa Senior Unyankwa. Mesuma ko SG sa from Menkwala. But tia tight, I never be prepared. Na ebia kwasia de back be a woman hunting, no me nyankwa. We say kwasia de back which be a kind of pedophile. The pedophile, you know, we are woman 6 months and when you mechi. It may not for adva pedophile. As a result, ebia no for kakra bidino, no me nyankwa. Look, no me nyankwa. What you say? But saying I'm missing you be dealing different, right? Saying I'm you be dealing different. Into who are you to judge me? Don't judge me. Matthew 7:1. Judge not that thou shalt not be judged. When it comes to judgment, Nyame anka ju bia so nkubuaten. O si yiaten. Into mu say me nyefra na gata na me nama no metia to mu a ka kyerem say kwasi baabi a wonam ye tru obetimi atia to me pa me fa o ka kyerem ya me pa me fa baabi a ye nyini Ghana panyi ka asem kyerɛ wo a odwen sɛ wo adwen no tirim o ka asem kyerɛ wo a ɔno no suggestion na ɔden ma wo odwen sɛ wo de adwen eni utirim nti wa fa anya adwuma na o ka nsem mu no omu ade hwɛ ka Bible ni Job chapter 32 verse number 9 when nyina nche so nim nyansa me ka na kyerɛ wo ne mo Bible no Christopher Bible no kasa Job 32 verse 9 wo ska nche so nim nyansa when nyina nche so nim nyansa Solomon at the age of 8 no nim nyansa so bia wo biase ne mpanyimfo na ahemfo kings were there but Solomon at the age of 8 no nim nyansa so bia nti when nyina nche so nim nyansa wo ka asem kyerɛ na me pa bɛyɛ adwuma se me tinu mu se ma me fa nyɛ adwuma akore tu panyi fuma ne yi panyi tu akola fuma ne yi nti sa mindset bi e wo yɛ ntim e bi a ifiri no sɛ panyi ni akore nya asɛm a panyi ni di bem da bia no ɛnyɛ no korɛ ɛyɛ mo na ma gya tum sa e kan wo bi na mo nkoso no mo na ma gya tum sa e kan wo bi na mo nkoso no nti mo yi mpokora fom yɛ sakola a mo dua mo daache mo ma daache pokora fom yɛ sakola o mo dua mo ma na daache nna ma Ghana nkoso mrantie wo ho obetimi abu ma na yi. Look at what is happening in Burkina Faso, land of the upright people. Sa Burkina Faso assembly. Sa na chere. Land of the upright people. Nipa omotene. The classmate Sonia from Burkina Faso. Na o de kachem so Ohyirafour. Yeah, eni utini ma na nko fom de pray. Na utini na gusu a ekire bibi. Dem say sa land of the upright people. Burkina Faso. Correct the so 38-year-old boy Ibrahim Traore ya antwa ba ne ye no or the coup in the buy. I'm not advising say we go ku Ghana. No, we don't need a coup in Ghana. But I'm telling you all the people of Ghana say en kokrafo mo bosa ko legi amuji wo mo da bia so mo ni mo so no en faso bia ni so ombombe pom kro no vies kama wo ma ene wo nana no en faso bia ni so mo pay young person ba ko anadwi mo down. No me bow my no money. Sare be boam. Nabuku awu England. Wasem na make mindset 360. Wasem na make I mean shira ubibia utia quite. The must be here. Enjoy the World Cup today. Ghana is playing against Against Croatia, I'll put on my Ghana jersey for the rest of the day. We may have presentation where I'm coaching Ghana jersey for the rest of the day. I wish the Black Stars best of luck. I hope that they do well. I don't know what will happen. I think if we open the game, you BMC no more back, Croatia versus Ghana. But you defend there, you bring a draw, and I reach me a narrow win. Other games, what are the other games of today? Portugal game. Okay, I mean, check out the games of today. Now, for the sake of me and my businessmen, they can investors, more chabet. Hey, we shall focus on chabet. Je, me the idea be we are me ubi ya new who say one and men say one. Panama, England went over 2.5 goals. Could with this guy. Ghana, Croatia, under 3.5, under 2.5, under 2.5 goals and under 2.5. Because and you're likely say more than 2 goals, 3 goals, baby. Until they can under 3.5. Just in case so Ghana could be able to goals. Maybe I be 2-1 and I say 2-0 and now 1-0. Ghana beating us 1-0. We defend and hit them on the counter. Yeah, it's bizarre. But in Kano, Ghana win. In Kano, Croatia win. Because so when the Ghana coach in Beya, Ghana coach in Karis Koros will defend here, he's able to defend very well. On a specialty defense, or Manchester United, which is the club I root for, or Manchester United, then the specialty defense. On the organized defenders be to say Will Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, on the organizers and defenders in my now your defense near strong. Patrice Evra on the left, Antonio Valencia on the right, Will Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic in the middle. You bully, you lose a game. I didn't say they are arresting players because ahead of a Champions League game. You league twice, where's it 3 or 4 those times. Now Nemanja Vidic, we need player of the year. Or put defense Virgil van Dijk player. So I also Virgil van Dijk player, Nemanja Vidic. Will Ferdinand. That time, Tottenham would defend the defender Ledley Ken. Team Biawo, a solid defender, but could be our move. She now to say, go send who thing Premier League. Oh, that time in the Premier League, and then Mo Salah Michel goals 20 something. Haaland Michel 20 something. That time, what would the Premier League go kina? Thierry Henry mun edge. What should go 17, 18, 19? Would Michel 22? Yeah. When I'm able to. Now defenders no back. Let's give him to me more. We fed the big cow in Chabima. 2 games when they say, and the Haaland me both games it was so game Biano Ashigo back. Easy. Like Bonabon, we are say easy. Let me see train no I say or train no about share. Obia slide you I say. Obia slide you I say. On the body in a at that time, not Queen's Park Rangers. Or more captain be Joey Barton. But damn, I did not take. United near Captain Roy King. Passeja. Oh, hey, Passeja. Oh, put player name. On the Boo Haaland, Papa name. Roy King. On the Boo Ellen Haaland, Papa name, and Alfie. On the Boo name, Alfie. Yeah, ABC never found on Pema United as is because Roy King ended his career. Oh, man, got 3 years. Alfie Haaland. The Premier League there, it weren't there. It weren't there. England League, they weren't there. And only business people until Moma League they are more attractive. Colombia, Portugal. I think go for goals in this game. Portugal. I think Portugal will win narrowly 2-1, maybe 1-0. No, any 1-0 scoreline. There will be more goals. DR Congo, Uzbekistan. DR Congo win. Uzbekistan, they are coached by one of my favorite defenders of all time. Fabio Cannavaro of Italy, with the Italy and World Cup in 2006. Fabio Cannavaro. Nation, they are not able to defend properly. Portugal show almost 5-0 or something. And DR Congo, with the likes of striker, your friend say, Newcastle, free Brentford, the Newcastle. Oh, Nadine Mamichim, but you know who I'm talking about. Very good striker. I'm interested in Medina because we Finidino. We Finidino is here. Hey, some every few ben atoms is say. Oh yeah, dear pal. No, be any so be also. That's why I like TikTok. Be also uncle back and naturally. But so Newcastle, oh, yeah, very good. Why you know Isakola, sir. We should go against Uzbekistan. Almost 1 point. Until almost Uzbekistan on Beko 4. And if they get 4 points, they will qualify into the round of 32. See that is that matchup. Then other matchup here, Argentina group no. Argentina group no. So Argentina ne. Omne one able. Game there for be. I think some Jordan. Argentina best 2 or 3. Lionel Messi again, we should go. You know, and right Mbappe and should go. Lionel Messi or should be now or 6 and 7. Go be a wish to see an World Cup record. What good we should be as say was 18 goals in the World Cup. Only put that all-time goal scoring record in the World Cup. Lionel Messi, Lionel Andre Coutinho Messi. You know, and now we should go beyond what they call 1920. And likely say, on pass ball now they are telling him so on penalty bar. Last time when your penalty bar say penalty bar be bashing. Until we investor trying to say Argentina win, Lionel Messi to score. Now what you know, plus over 2.5 and also a bit fat to the new Sikakra. Austria versus Algeria. No, opa, double chance Austria. Algeria for no, and double chance either of the team. We'll be able to me winning. Until opa for goals, say plus or over 1.5 because that game no, will be a BMU. Rating 1-1, and I say 0-0, both teams will qualify. So what I say because Jordan for number 2 goals. Until we are shiny be. What I say, so we are shiny be there. What it means, they say, Omono, Omabeboa, Amubiana 3 points. Nibi. Tidia can you say, we make sure say last game, we Austria, we Algeria, lose. So when lose, a bit boa when you 4 points. When you 4 points now, with the 4 points, are qualifying to the round of 32. I mean, cautious group ni. If you are not making mistake, I mean, check this group ni. Yeah, Austria with 3 points, Algeria 3 points. So Jordan for the check points. To be a share Jordan, right? It's Argentina, so they'll share Jordan. Austria and Algeria on board draw 1-1 and 0-0 will be in 4 points. They are into the round of 32. Say bracket no is taking shape. Sunday, South Africa, Canada. Me African into my can watch them. Me say South Africa we call Omanim, but Canada being host nation, one of the 3 co-hosts no. Or no advantage in 1 and 7. Netherlands, Morocco. I fancy Netherlands, but Morocco, yeah, African country with our don't write out Morocco, but Netherlands on ball the Africans in the team Chris Central Somerville, Brian Brobe, Kodigapo, Omoyade. We bring some ball second half no more day. Ghana new boy back on up the Memphis Depay abem. Team near solid. Netherlands team near solid. I fancy them. So to me Morocco, I fancy them beating South Africa or Canada. They'll be no quarterfinals no. Quarterfinals. We share either Germany, Paraguay, France, or Sweden. And also Crano. France beat me. So Germany, France and who? Germany against Paraguay. That matchup, Germany will win. France, Sweden. France will win, but any easy ma. Sweden, Netherlands shall be great. I don't trust them. Gary Potter, Graham Potter, former Chelsea coach, on a Sweden for coach on to Nemei. Belgium young Munipubishan by US name Bosnia and Herzegovina and Bishia on 1st July, Wednesday. US, whose nation were you fancy will be winning that game? Spain young will be Wishiano. Brazil and Japan. I fancy Brazil to win. In fact, my bet is on Brazil to win the whole thing. You both World Cup North America, Hanayana, Brazil, and Argentina and they winning. I fancy Brazil to win the whole thing. Portugal are someone to look for because Ronaldo will World Cup in Biajan or the football career baby. Egypt, Australia. I fancy Egypt in this one. But Usam Hassan, the boys, Mo Salah, Mohamed Trezeguet, Man City player, or a very good Man City player, or a good they can beat Australia. They should not see themselves as underdogs. So some of you more Argentina, Cabo Verde, and then that will be any home Cabo Verde. But the way they defended against Spain, no, if they can do that against Argentina, it'll be an interesting game. It's not for a bread and some when you go. But I see Argentina going through. I see Argentina going through. I know you're Friday, next week Friday. Friday 6 p.m. But the World Cup, proper World Cup, nothing about proper World Cup, no, round of 32. World Cup. Ghana, you know who the Bisham, but you are in the round of 32. You won't just say you know who the Bisham. You differ, sir, the Bisham uncle. You second division uncle. You tell the division uncle. It's a game the who you meet in the round of 32. Yaminko be a lemon pie. Yet was the for the force so kind of boy, ma, you be a siano hamon a baby. To soon as I am in Dema, in me as some dream. And a day kind of home, the enjoy the idea in my Indian community, and be a so and corso am I. Yet was sweaty if it's a visa way where you share my shack with him. Amen. Have a great day. Enjoy the game.